Hey everybody! Now there was a lot of Sonic news that just dropped in the past week or so. So I wanted to share my thoughts and stuff about what I think is going to be coming. Because there was a lot that has been dropped in the past couple of weeks that I feel like I'm a little late for. But yeah, let's do this. So starting off, Sonic Frontiers yesterday or the day before that, depends on when this video actually comes out. Sonic Frontiers got its Update 3 reveal trailer, which looks insane, but I feel like I'm not going to talk about the trailer as much, more the theories about it. Now, I know Sega has confirmed they're doing a full revamp of Oranos Island. Now, don't worry, I've completely played through the entire game, and I feel like you should before I talk about any of this, because huge spoilers for the game. So, yeah, go play it. But if you don't care about spoilers, I'm going to carry on. They said they were going to be doing a full revamp of Oranos Island and of the end. And I'm going to say that the final boss fight, Supreme, in the end, were pretty pathetic. I literally beat Supreme in less than 15 seconds on my first playthrough, and excluding cutscenes. And that was not what I expected from my final battle. And then we got to the end, I was like, oh, it's just a space shooter segment. This is nothing like I wanted. And now, Update 3, I know they were revamping them, probably introducing a new mechanics. But then people are like, are we going to get this brand new story for the end of the game? Are they just going to completely change the entire story? And that's where I'm drawing the line here and saying that's not going to happen. Especially if you don't know, I revealed my own game not too long ago. And I'm going to release a details video about that separately. But from a developer standpoint, I would not just change the entire last chunk of the game. Unless it was like 5 minutes of gameplay that no one remembered. Oranos Island is pretty memorable. Especially after that big cutscene at the end of Rhea Island, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I just loved Oranos in general, but I do like some of the people saying that maybe it's going to be like floating in the sky and something like that. I do like that idea, but I don't think they're just going to completely change the entire end of the game beyond a changed Oranos and a new final battle that will still keep the story the same way it was, but not just change it. This would not work. This would be way too much effort, and if it was that important, they would have released it in Update 1. What I think is actually going to happen is that another really big thing that people have been complaining about for Sonic Frontiers is that there's no post-game stuff. Once you beat the game, there's nothing to do. By the time you beat the game, there's not that many cyberspace stages left. And that's really the only thing that kept me, into the game. So after I beat that, I was like, all right, I'm not going to put in the time to 100% this and get all the cocoa. What? Why would I do that? That's kind of stupid. And I feel like that's just not how this is going to work. So what I'm going to say is that I feel like it's going to be DLC, kind of like Ruin, where it was a new story, like they've advertised it. It was going to be a new story, because otherwise they're just re-releasing half the game, which just doesn't make sense to me, because I don't want to have to replay the game to get this new story. I think it's going to be DLC for once you finish the game, because if you remember, at least when I beat the game, it was in March after they released the roadmap, so that teaser at the end was definitely teasing Update 3, a DLC, or a sequel, which we now know is probably going to be Update 3. Going to be a DLC to tell us that, because there were a lot of unanswered questions about the story of Sonic Frontiers, and I will get into those later in a separate video, but for now, I'm going to stick with that. Another thing that has come out recently is Sonic Superstars. Now, I know this came out months ago, but we finally got a release date, and I kind of wanted to share my thoughts about it, just in general, because Sonic Superstars, a 2D multiplayer Sonic game. In my head, this really sounds like a recipe for disaster, and I'm going to explain to you why. Sonic is usually a fast-paced title. usually doesn't go well with 2-player, and really, Mario didn't really, like, trust me and my brother, when we were playing Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, we killed each other all the time and get super upset. And especially because this is a fast-paced game, I don't think this is going to work out as well as they are expecting, unless... Now, I think it looks good, but I don't think it's going to be, like, sick. And I'm also kind of unhappy with the price, and I do love what the game looks like. I do love all the style, the art style. It looks amazing. I love the zones and all the gameplay we've seen so far, besides the multiplayer, because I'm not sure. I have mixed feelings about that. And after that, I'm just worried about the price. Like, sheesh, $60 for this game. Frontiers, I think, was like, when I got it, was like 40. Maybe I got it at a sale or something. But I got it like $40 for a game that was like around a 20-hour playthrough. Like, I personally put in like 30 hours because I'm not great at Sonic games. Like, jeez. Like, $60 for what usually would probably take a casual player, I don't know, like an hour and a half to beat? Like, it's not going to take that long to beat, which is where I'm sure I'm not the only one who said that it looks like it should not be $60. And maybe there is some stuff that they haven't shown us yet that will make it worth $60. But again, Sonic's had a ton of content this year with Sonic Prime, Sonic movies, gotten some updates, which I'll talk about later. And there's more, and Sonic Frontiers getting 3 big updates. So, yeah, this is a big year for Sonic, as it is for lots of other series, like Five Nights at Freddy's and Zelda and Pikmin. Yeah. I've not played Pikmin 4 yet, but I do want to eventually. Moving on. I am very excited for Sonic Superstars. I feel like if they lower the price a bit later, it'll do well. But another thing that I heard was that they were considering a remaster for Sonic Adventure. Maybe Adventure 2 as well. This is good, but they also said there's nothing in the works as of right now, but they would like to do that. Which makes sense because there's a lot of Sonic content coming out this year, so like we've still got Sonic Superstars, we maybe even have the Knuckles show, which I'll get to in a minute, coming out this year. And so, speaking of which, we have Sonic Movie 3 and Knuckles show updates. Now, it was mainly just screenshots and small videos of stuff, but now the actors' strike is slowing down the production of this movie. But don't worry for everyone who's like, oh no, what if it doesn't come out next year? And it's already coming out really late next year, like December 22nd, I believe. Don't quote me on that, because yeah, it is. Like, it's already coming out late next year. People do not want to have it delayed, because then it'd probably be pushed to, like, mid-2025 at the earliest, which, sheesh, is a lot of time still, because we still have all the way to end of next year to get that. And another thing that's coming out is the Knuckles show. We did get some screenshots for that as well, which I am personally like, wow, that's cool. And Knuckles is definitely a character that I feel like his own show is going to be great. And I feel like I loved his character in Sonic 2. I loved seeing that. I loved to see that he was still this brute force Knuckles, but he still isn't the greatest on his grammar, but he is really smart. He's still a character that I'm pretty sure everyone loves and would love a show based about him that's coming out between Sonic 2 and 3. And now there's not much else I can talk about. There's again, some more stuff I can mention here and there, but that's basically all the big Sonic news that has come out recently. But other than that, a few screenshots for Sonic movie came out, and Knuckles show. So that's where I'm going to leave it for today's video. We're probably going to have another video soon, and I do hope so. Also, I want to play Garten Banban 3 and 4 in the same video soon. So, as like a late 20 subscriber special. So, in the comments down below, get some hype going. I do want to see that happen. But anyways, we'll see you guys all next time for some more Sonic news, and I'm assuming there's going to be more soon, especially with Update 3 literally just a month away at this point. We're probably going to be getting some trailers soon, so see you guys later.